Hi, I'm Tori and I will take you through the practice today. For me, yoga is about moving the body and the breath, so it's not about what you look like, it's about how you feel when you leave the mat. So it doesn't matter how far you come into a pose, doesn't matter whether you come far at all, whether you look like me or not, as long as you're starting to make that association with the body movement and making that association with the breath. I do invite you to breathe in and out of the nose rather than breathing in and out of the mouth. It just starts to down-regulate the mind and it starts to kind of come in towards more of a yoga practice. There's lots of theories behind it, but that's all I'm going to delve into today for the practice. And so just come to wherever's comfortable for you in the practice, moving around the mat. I invite you to maybe grab a yoga block or a box or something. It just helps sometimes when you're coming into poses just to feel a bit of more space rather than kind of concentrating on holding the body in a certain position. You can put your weight in towards your hand or something and it gives you a bit more kind of like movement around the mat. What we'll do is we'll start just coming into a comfortable seated position and we'll just start by doing a scan of the body. So just a gentle kind of space just to give ourselves a few moments to arrive onto the mat. So that's forgetting any to-do lists, any shopping lists, washing or whatever you may be able to see from your mat. I know it can be hard when we're at home and we've got things going on. So just give yourself the next hour, 45 minutes just to breathe and move and just give yourself that space. So as we start to find our space on the mat, just taking a couple of moments just to check into how we're feeling, whether that's physically or emotionally. Our yoga practice can change and it can change as much as every day. We might find that some days we're able to stretch further, some days we're not, and that's totally fine. There's so many variables that happen, so we just learn throughout the yoga practice to honour the space that we're in and we honour the body that we're in each time that we arrive to the mat. We're just going to do a gentle little body scan. So we're going to scan from the top of the head down to the feet, just gently coming down through the skull, through the head and in towards the neck, and just feeling if there's any spaces that we may feel tight. And then slowly taking that breath, taking that scan down through the shoulders, down into the arms. From the arms we're working down in towards the hands. And then maybe coming back up in towards the body, in towards the torso, into the heart. Coming down a little bit further down the spine, in towards the tummy, into the pelvis. And again, maybe there's spaces that feel tight, maybe cramps, maybe kind of the back feels different to the front, and that's totally fine. Slowly we come down in towards the hips, in towards the thighs, into the knees, and then gently coming down in towards the feet. And again, just honouring any space that we're in, any difference we feel from the left and right, and just observing it through our yoga practice. Amazing. We're going to come into 3 or 4 lovely deep inhales. So we're going to breathe deeply in through the nose. We're going to exhale out through the mouth. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling out through the mouth. Inhaling deeply, pulling that breath from the nose deep down and through the spine. Emptying out that tummy with the exhale. One more lovely big inhale, breathing in through the nose, deep down through the spine. Open the mouth and just sighing it out. And then slowly just coming back into your own breath and into your own rhythm. And just starting to feel how you feel, how the body feels, and how the breath feels. And then slowly we're going to flicker open the eyes. We're going to start with the neck. We're going to just take the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Taking a lovely big inhale. As we exhale, just melting those shoulders down the back. So we're feeling that stretch through the side on the left-hand side. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, if you want to go deeper, we take the left hand down towards the ground. We're pushing through, so we feel a lovely deep stretch. If you want to, taking the right hand on top of the head and coming down a little bit deeper, but obviously just coming to wherever is comfortable within your neck. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Slowly we're going to bring that right hand in, just bringing our head back into center, coming in towards the other side. So left ear down towards our left shoulder, taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. If you want to go deeper, taking that right hand, palm pushes down towards the ground, so we're activating that arm. Lovely big inhale. And if you want to go deeper, taking that left hand on top of the head and feeling that stretch. Using that breath. And then slowly using that left hand, bringing ourselves back in center. Just giving our shoulders a little bit of a shake from side to side. We're going to clasp the hands. Hands come up towards the sky. We're feeling that side ribs. Just a little bit of a space in between them, feeling in towards the rib cage. Amazing. Slowly on the exhale, we take the right hand down towards the ground. Left hand reaches, so we keep the sitting bones equal towards the ground or to the block. Just giving ourselves a little bit of a sway over towards the right. We're going to slowly reach forward. Left hand comes down towards the ground. Right hand sweeps up towards the sky. So we find that stretch on towards the left hand side. We inhale, hand up. Exhaling, we slowly come down. Feeling that deep stretch through the side, through the pelvis. Exhaling, right hand comes down towards the ground. Left hand sweeps up towards the sky. So we're breathing in towards those ribs once more. We inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, coming deeper. Left hand sweeps towards the front of the room, down towards the ground. Right hand sweeps up. We inhale, filling the body with breath. Exhaling, we come just a little bit deeper. Amazing. Slowly we inhale, lifting up. We're just going to clasp the hands up towards the sky. Exhaling, taking the hands towards the back of the neck and just melting those elbows down next to us so we feel that stretch into the back of the body. We inhale, the arms out wide, so we breathe into the heart. Exhaling, we take those elbows down next to us, finding that stretch in towards the back of the neck, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, opening wide, breathing into the front of the chest as if we're being pulled upwards, finding that space. Exhaling, we slowly take the hands down towards the ground and we find ourselves in towards our tabletop, in towards our cat-cow. So hands are down towards the ground under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. We're just going to start by working the front of the pelvis down towards the ground, so we tilt it down. It ripples through the spine as we open the heart. Exhaling as we tuck the tummy in towards the spine and we dome out through the back. Inhaling as we drop the belly, we look towards the front of the room. Exhaling, we tuck the tummy in towards the spine and we dome out through the back. Inhaling, dropping the belly, looking towards the front of the room. So the ripple through the spine moves the head. And we find a kind of working through the motion, the mechanics of the vertebrae. So just working with the breath as we move. Perfect. And then slowly coming back into stillness, giving ourselves a bit of a sway from side to side. We're taking the fingertips out towards the sides of the room. So just giving ourselves a little bit of a sway, but the sway comes from pushing down in towards the finger pads. So we find that kind of motion in towards the forearms, in towards that stretch. And then slowly we take the hands. So the fingertips face forward. So again, coming to however you want to come in towards this deep stretch. It might be that the shoulders are forward. It might be that we come a little bit deeper and we feel that openness. If you want to come all the way down, maybe lifting those palms up, and we feel that stretching towards the palm of the hand as well. So wherever you are, just feeling that openness into the body. Coming back into center, fingertips face forward. We're going to come in towards our puppy pose. So hands come down towards the top corners of the mat. Forehead comes down and we feel that openness into the heart and into the triceps. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. If you want to go deeper, we take the chin down towards the ground. We look towards the front of the room. But it's totally fine. Doesn't matter where we are with the body. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we walk the hands back in center. So hands come underneath the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes and we're going to find our downward facing dog. So as we're in our downward dog, we're just slowly walking the dog in any way that we feel that we need to. Just bending in towards our knees, maybe taking the hips from side to side. And just starting to feel what it feels like to be upside down today. Every day feels different. So maybe you want to use your tabletop today in the practice, or maybe you're comfortable coming in towards your down dog, whichever. So we're going to take a lovely big inhale onto our tiptoes. Exhaling, we're going to come down in towards our kneeling. So we're finding a toe stretch. If you want to, walking the hands back towards you, so you're tucking in those little toes, just like the palms, feeling that stretch all the way through the toes. If it's too much, then just stay in towards your tabletop. Taking a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. Slowly we're going to come back into our tabletop. We release the toes. We give our toes just a little bit of a tap, just releasing through the spine. We're going to ground down to the right hand. We're going to take the left hand up towards the sky so we feel that openness. Perfect. As we exhale, hand faces upwards, cheek comes down towards the mat. And we find twisting towards the spine. So if you want to go deeper, we take our right hand up towards the sky. If you want to, we take it over towards the opposite hip. But wherever you are, we want to feel a twist in towards the spine. Hips are high above the knees. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we inhale our right hand up towards the sky. We place it down in front of the face and we slowly bring ourselves into our tabletop. The left foot goes towards the back of the mat and our right foot comes out behind us, so the left hand comes high. We push the hips forward and the left hand comes towards the front of the room, so we're in a lovely deep stretch. We breathe in, facing up towards that top hand if we can. Lovely big inhale. Exhaling as we ground down to that right knee, we lift ourselves up. Coming in towards our gate pose, again making sure the hips are facing forward. Right hand comes up towards the sky, so we're feeling a lovely deep stretch. Lovely inhale. Exhaling, we slowly bring ourselves back down. Right hand down, we're going to play with balance a little bit. We're going to lift the toes towards the back of the room. If you want to, keeping your hand on towards your hip or reaching towards the front. So we're just playing with that balance, pushing the hips forward, finding that stretch. So we're really engaging the glutes. Exhaling, slowly releasing ourselves back in towards our tabletop. Giving ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side to release through the spine. We come in towards the other side, so left hand down, right hand up. We find that twist and we gaze up towards that top hand. Exhaling, we sweep that right hand underneath, palm faces upwards, cheek comes down towards the mat. We've got options, left elbow faces towards the sky, we find that twist. Or we take the left hand up towards the sky and it comes over towards the right hip. So whatever's available to you in your body, in your practice. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, we slowly take the hand up. We place it down in front of the chest and we slowly release ourselves in towards our tabletop. Right foot comes to the back of the mat and we're on the inside of the right foot. Left foot comes towards the back of the body as the right hand reaches high. So we're in towards that side plank, right hand towards the front of the room, and we push through the heels so we get that lovely deep stretch. Breathing in towards the side of the body. Slowly we lift ourselves up, we ground down to that left knee, left hand comes high. So we're gazing towards that top hand, pushing the hips forward. Amazing, taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly bring ourselves back down. We're in towards that side plank once more. Right hand reaches towards the front of the room if you want to, or taking it towards the hip, we point the toes. So we find that kind of openness, that stretch through the body as the hips are pushed towards the front of the body. Amazing. Slowly we exhale, we release ourselves. We're in towards that tabletop. We give ourselves that little bit of a sway through the hips. We're going to tuck through the toes and we're going to slowly bring ourselves in towards our tabletop, in towards our downward dog. So just walking the dog again, any way that you want to, finding a release through the neck, so maybe nodding it yes, shaking it no, and just feeling a circular movement into the neck. We're going to slowly walk the feet up towards the front of the mat. We're going to hold either elbow, so just releasing down in towards our forward fold. Doesn't matter how far you come to, we want to bend the knees and we want to find a release through the vertebrae and through the back of the neck. We ground down to the feet. Arms come wide as we reach up towards the sky, gazing to the thumbs. Exhaling, hands come down through the center line. So we meet in towards our Tadasana, palms face forward. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale the arms out wide. We reach up towards the sky. We gaze to the thumbs. Exhaling, hands down through the center line and we're in towards our forward fold. So we inhale, hands to shins. We squeeze the shoulder blades at the back of the body so we lengthen through the spine. Exhaling, hands come down. We're going to take the right foot towards the back of the mat. Right knee comes down. We inhale the hands up towards the sky. So we're in towards our low lunge. If you want to, pushing the hips forward, opening in towards the hips. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards a high plank. We're going to push through the heels. We're going to lower the knees and we're coming all the way down to the ground. We release the toes. We roll the shoulders into our cobra. We lift up. Exhaling, we release ourselves. We tuck the toes. We push ourselves into our downward dog. We release out to the hips towards the sky. Perfect. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. Bending into the knees, we look towards the hands and we slowly step or jump towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling to fold. We ground down to the feet. Arms reach out towards the sides of the room. Hands come high towards the sky. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We're back into that Tadasana. So we're coming into our round on the left-hand side. We inhale, arms up. Exhaling, hands down through the center line, all the way into our forward fold. We inhale, hands to shins. We squeeze the shoulder blades. We find that flat back. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step the left foot towards the back of the mat. Left knee down towards the ground. So we're into that low lunge. We sweep the hands high towards the sky. And if you want to, pushing the hips forward, finding that openness into the body. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground and we step back in towards our high plank. So we push the heels towards the back of the room. We lower the hips. We take the knees down towards the ground. We keep that length and we lower all the way down towards the ground. We release the toes. We roll the shoulders into our cobra. Exhaling, we come down towards the ground. We tuck the toes. We lift ourselves in towards our downward facing dog. So we're finding that openness. Gazing towards the knees, taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One more lovely big inhale here and exhale. We're going to inhale onto our tiptoes. We bend into the knees, looking towards the hands. We either step or jump towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway, exhaling to fold. Ground down to the feet, arms reach out towards the sides of the room, hands come high. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. We release the hands next to us, palms face forward, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We inhale, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands down through the center line, and we find our forward fold. We inhale up halfway, so we squeeze the shoulder blades at the back of the body. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards a high plank. Working through knees, keeping the body straight. We close in towards the elbows, lowering down towards the ground. We release the toes, we roll the shoulders. Exhaling, we lower ourselves down. We tuck the toes, we lift ourselves in towards that downward facing dog. Amazing. So we're going to do 2 more rounds. Finishing this one, coming into 1 more round. So we're going to take a lovely big inhale. And exhale. 1 more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Inhaling onto our tiptoes, we bend into the knees, we look towards the hands as we slowly step or jump towards the front of the mat. We inhale up halfway, exhaling to fold. Ground down to the feet, arms reach out towards the sides of the room, hands come high towards the sky. Exhaling, hands down through the center line. Perfect. So we're into our last round. We're feeling the energy building in the body. We inhale, arms come high. Exhaling, hands come into prayer as we fold forward. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down as we slowly step or jump towards a high plank. Pushing to the heels, we lower the knees, we lower the chest all the way down to the ground. Releasing the shoulders, we roll the shoulders back, we open into the chest. Exhaling, we tuck the toes, we lift our hips, and we're back in towards that downward facing dog. Amazing. So we're using that breath. We want to find a length through the body from our hands through towards our hips. So if we're doming through the back, we want to just to get lengthened towards the legs. We want to bend into the legs and we want to find that lengthen towards the back. Taking a lovely big inhale here. Lovely deep exhale. We're going to inhale the right foot up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we step between the hands. We're going to find our warrior 2. So we drop the heel at the back and we bend in towards our right leg. Hands come parallel towards the ground, so we're opening into the heart, making sure that there's space between the shoulders and the ears, and we're gazing towards that right middle finger. Doesn't matter if we're out of alignment with the hips, we want the knee to be tracking forward. So if the toes come over towards the side, that's totally fine, but we don't want the knee coming inward. We want that knee to face towards the front of the room. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. 1 more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to slowly inhale, lengthening through the legs. We're going to clasp the hands behind us. So we're coming in towards, breathing in towards the heart. As we exhale, we bend in towards that right leg. We surrender ourselves. So we take the right shoulder towards our right knee. We take the gaze towards the left foot and the hands come high towards the sky. Doesn't matter how deep you come to. If you want to, you can release the hands down towards the ground to give you some stability. Taking 1 more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We ground down through our right big toe as we lift ourselves up. We're back into that warrior 2. We lengthen in towards that front leg. We reach towards the front of the room, right hand comes down, left hand comes high. We're in towards that triangle pose. If you want to, using that block and taking the left hand up towards the sky. We're looking for a stretch on the inside of that right leg. Today, playing with the pose, if you want to, we take the left hand towards the back of the body. So we're looking for a twist in towards the spine. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we inhale that left hand high. Taking the gaze down towards our right big toe, we lift ourselves up. Amazing. We're going to bend in towards that front leg. And slowly we're going to step up towards the front of the mat. So we find ourselves in towards our Tadasana. Feet are either hip width apart or toes touching, palms face forward. And we let those shoulders roll down the back. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands through the center line. We inhale up halfway, so we lengthen through the spine. Exhaling, hands come down as we step back in towards that high plank. We work through the knees, elbows come tight, and we lower all the way down to the ground. Releasing the toes, rolling the shoulders back, we're in towards that cobra. Exhaling, we release, we tuck the toes, we lift the hips, and we're back in towards that downward facing dog. Amazing. So we have that openness in towards the back of the body. We're going to come in towards the left hand side. So we lift the left leg towards the back of the room. We point the toe. Exhaling as we step between the hands. We find that warrior two on the other side. So we bend in towards that left leg. Back foot's at a 45-degree angle or parallel towards the front of the mat. Hands come parallel towards the ground. My squeaky mat, we come down towards the ground. We're gazing towards our left middle finger, making sure the shoulders are away from the ears. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to slowly, inhaling, lengthening through the front leg. We clasp the hands behind so we roll the shoulders back. We inhale into the chest. Exhaling as we slowly bend in towards that left leg and we come in towards a forward fold. Hands come high towards the sky behind us. Again, if you want to, releasing yourself, the hands down towards the ground so we can hug in towards that front knee. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to ground down to that left big toe as we lift ourselves up. We're back in towards that warrior two. We lengthen in towards that front leg. We reach towards the front of the room. Left hand comes down, right hand comes high. So again, if you want to, using your block or placing the hand on towards the shin. If you want to come deeper today, maybe taking the right hand towards the back of the body and just helping it twist as we open into the spine. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we take the gaze down towards our left big toe. We lift ourselves up. And then gently we bend in towards that front leg. We hop up towards the front of the mat and we're in towards that Tadasana once more. So we're finding that kind of pose. We tuck the tailbone under, palms face forward, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, arms come wide, reaching up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands down through the center line and we're in towards our forward fold. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down as we step back in towards our high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the toes, we roll the shoulders in towards our cobra. Exhaling, we tuck the toes, we lift ourselves up, and we're in towards that downward facing dog. So we're working through the heels, finding that stretch in towards the back of the body. We're going to inhale the right leg up towards the sky, pointing the toe. On the exhale, we're going to step the foot towards the front of the mat. We're going to find our high lunge, so we're on the ball of the back foot. Pushing through that heel, we lift the hands up towards the sky, so we're open into the heart. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale here. Exhaling, we're going to take a hold of either elbow. We're going to lift the hands up above the head so we find a deep stretch through the side body, through the tricep, all the way down through the hip flexors. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly sweep the hands down towards the ground. Hands come down towards the ground and we're going to start to lengthen in towards that front leg. So it doesn't matter where we come to. We want to pull that right hip towards the back of the room. So we've got to stretch in towards the hamstring. If we can, and we lengthen in towards that leg, we come onto our fingertips. Coming to wherever's comfortable for you in your body, in your practice. If it's available to you, then slowly releasing yourself down, finding that stretch. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. We're going to slowly bend in towards that right leg. We're going to take that left knee down towards the ground and we're going to come into another stretch into that hamstring. So we walk the hands towards the back of the mat, toes come up towards the sky. We really pull that hip in towards us and we open the sitting bones towards the back of the room. We gaze towards the front of the room and we feel that stretching towards the hamstring. Again, if the knee's bent, that's totally fine, but we want the toes active to activate through the back of the legs. If you're comfortable here and you want to go deeper, we take the left hand over towards the right. So we come into a little bit of a twist and we start to work in towards the IT band on the right hand side. The IT band is that stretch of muscle from the outside of the knee to the outside of the hip. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly walk the hands back into center. We're going to lengthen in towards the front leg and we're going to come in towards our prasaritas towards the side of the room. So we come to our feet so they're parallel towards the small sides of the mat. Hands come behind us and we're going to take a lovely big inhale, filling the body with breath. As we exhale, we tuck in towards the knees. We start to fold forward. Coming to wherever's comfortable for you. If it's comfortable having your hands on the back, that's fine. If you can, taking the hands up and over towards the back of the room. Taking a lovely big inhale. We're looking for the stretch in towards the back of the legs, in towards the sides of the ankles, and in towards the front of the collarbones. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we take the hands towards the back of the body. We ground down to the feet. And we lift ourselves all the way up into standing. Taking the right toes towards the front of the mat. We bend in towards our front leg. And we step up towards the front of the mat. Shoulders rolling down the back, palms face forward. Taking a lovely big inhale. Lovely deep exhale. Coming into the other side. So we inhale, arms come wide, reaching high towards the sky. Exhaling, hands down through the center line and we're in towards our forward fold. We inhale up halfway. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground. We step back in towards a high plank. Working through knees and chest all the way down to the ground. We release the shoulders. We're in towards our cobra. We point the toes. Exhaling, we tuck the toes. We lift the hips. We're into that downward facing dog. Hips are high towards the sky and we're opening up in towards the collarbones and in towards the sides of our arms, in towards our triceps. We inhale the left foot up towards the sky, we point the toe. Exhaling, we step between the hands, we're in towards our high lunge on the left hand side. So we slowly bend in towards that front leg. Hands reach high. And we're breathing in towards the body, so we've got that stability through the back leg. Doesn't matter where we come to, taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale. Exhale, we bring the hands down in front of the body. We hold either elbow and we take the elbows up towards the sky. So we've got a lovely stretch from the elbow on the right hand side all the way down through the body towards the knee, towards the hip on the right. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. We inhale the hands up. Exhaling, hands come down towards the ground and we're in towards our forward fold. So keeping our back foot on our ball of the foot. We slowly lengthen in towards that left leg. Doesn't matter where we come to, we want to pull that left hip towards the back of the room. If we can, and we can lengthen in towards that leg, we slowly start to fold. But coming to wherever's comfortable for you in the practice. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we're going to bend in towards that left leg. We're going to take the right knee down towards the ground and we're into that half splits. We want to keep the toes tucked at the back of the body and we walk the hands back as we lengthen in towards that left leg. If you can, you lengthen that leg out, we slowly pull it towards the back of the body, so we're putting it in towards the socket. We use the breath, we find that stretch, so we inhale lifting up. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to fold. Perfect. We slowly place the weight in towards that front leg. And then we lengthen in towards that right leg. And we slowly drop the heel at the back. We lift ourselves up and we're coming in towards that prasarita onto the other side. So our feet are parallel towards the small sides of the mat. Hands towards the hips. We take a lovely big inhale into the chest. Exhaling as we slowly fold forward. Hands come down towards the ground. We inhale onto our tiptoes, or if we've got the hands onto a block, that's totally fine. On the exhale, we slowly walk our hands down towards the back of the mat. If we can, we keep the elbows up towards the sky, or if you want to, hands towards the feet. Either way, the elbows are always up towards the sky. We take a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale and exhale. Perfect. We slowly take the hands back underneath the face and we slowly walk them underneath the shoulders. We bend in towards the knees, hands come towards the hips as we ground down. We lift ourselves up. Finding that space. We take our left toes towards the front of the mat. We slowly step up towards the front. We roll the shoulders back, palms face forward, and we're back into that Tadasana at the front of the mat. We're going to come in towards our balancing pose. We're going to take the hands into prayer in front of the heart. Placing the weight in towards the right foot, we're going to bring the left knee in towards us. Keeping the toes active and the legs parallel towards the ground. We take the knee out towards the side, so we're opening in towards the leg first, finding that balance. And we slowly take the toes down towards the ground, option 1. Option 2 towards the inner calf, or option 3 in towards the inner thigh. If you've got the balance, that's totally fine. Or slippy leggings. So Or if you're coming in towards the inner thigh, we're keeping that foot and we're pushing it in towards that thigh. We find that openness. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly release the leg out towards the front of the room and we release it down towards the ground. We give it a bit of a shake. So we're going to place the weight in towards our left foot. We're going to bring the right foot in towards us, keeping the foot active, keeping that leg parallel. Again, hands into prayer or towards the hips, so whichever is more available to you. We take the knee out towards the side. So we're opening the hip first and then taking the leg into whichever direction you want to, towards the ankle, towards the calf, or towards the inner thigh. Again, with the slippy leggings. So we want to keep that heel pushing in as we activate that thigh. Coming to wherever's comfortable with you in your practice today. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we take the leg back into center and just releasing it out, giving it a bit of a shake. Giving the legs a bit of a shake, giving the body a bit of a shake. It's perfectly fine. We're going to slowly make our way down in towards our seated. So just swaying the hips from side to side. Coming all the way down towards the ground. If you want to, hands come down, hips get high. And we just slowly bend in towards the knees, coming all the way down. So we're in towards our squat pose. Having a little bit of fun, we're going to take our hands towards the front of the room. And then when you're ready, we're just going to slowly take the hips down towards the ground. So coming in towards our seated, we're going to come in towards a couple of hip openers now. So we're going to come in towards the left foot in towards the inside of the right inner thigh. Again, any issues of the knees lifted, placing a yoga block underneath it. Or if you want to, taking the foot in towards the calf instead. Going to inhale the hands up. Exhaling as we slowly twist and we fold forward. So hands come down towards the knee, the shin or the foot. We keep the gaze towards our big toe. Or closing down the eyes. So we're just looking to open into the hips and finding a stretch around the top of the leggings on the left hand side. Coming to wherever's comfortable for you. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we walk the hands back in towards us. We're going to bring our left foot and we're going to place it on top of the right knee. So hands come behind us. We're going to come in towards our figure of four. So we drag that right foot in. We place it down towards the ground and we slowly roll over the sitting bones and we lift the chest up towards the sky. We feel that openness in towards the outside of the glutes and the outside of the hip. We breathe deeply in towards the throat. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly bring the chin back in towards the chest and we release the leg out towards the front of the room. We're going to take our left foot and we're going to place it next to the right knee. Coming into a twist, we take the right hand behind us, left hand reaches high towards the sky. As we exhale, that elbow comes towards the inside of the knee. If it doesn't reach, we hold onto the leg and we use it to help with the twist. We inhale to find length. Exhaling as we twist towards the back of the room. Inhaling to find length. Exhaling to twist. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling to twist. Inhaling as we slowly come around back in center. So we're going to take our left foot and we're going to place it next to our right hip. So this might be quite deep. We're aiming to get our knees on top of each other. So if that doesn't happen, just taking the foot over towards the side, so we kind of have that twist in towards the knee, and we're twisting our femur, our kind of like joint, our leg, our bone in our thigh. We're just twisting it in towards that ball and socket joint. Option to stay here seated with the hands on the knee, or if you want to, taking a big inhale and exhaling, just walking the hands. We're coming in towards a forward fold. So this one, you'll start to feel a stretch towards the outside of the hip a little bit differently, and in towards the hamstring on the right hand side. Keeping the toes active at the front of the mat. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. Taking one more lovely big inhale and exhale. Slowly we walk the hands back in center. Keeping the legs where they are, we're going to take our right hand up towards the sky and hand towards the elbow. Left hand towards the elbow, and we lift our elbow up towards the sky, so our right hand towards our shoulder. And then slowly lifting up so we find that length. So we're kind of counteracting our balance here. We're using our abdominals just to keep ourselves straight. We're exhaling, keeping our ribs in towards each other. Amazing. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, we slowly release the hands. Hands come down next to us, and we slowly release that left leg towards the front, giving ourselves a bit of a shake. So coming in towards the other side, we take the right foot to the inside of the left inner thigh. We inhale the hands up towards the sky. Exhaling as we twist and we fold forward. So hands to the knee, the shin or the foot. Doesn't matter where we come to, we're looking for a stretch around the outside of the leggings on the right hand side. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. One more lovely big inhale. And exhale. One last inhale here. And exhale. Perfect. We slowly start to walk the hands in towards us. We take that right foot and we place it on top of the knee. So we're coming in towards that figure of four. Hands come out behind us and we slowly drag that left foot in towards us. We place that left foot down towards the ground. The knee comes wide and we're opening in towards the hip. Shoulders roll down the back of the body and we open the heart. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Breathing into the body, lovely big inhale. And exhale. Slowly we start to release that left foot out towards the front of the room. We bring that right knee in. Placing it on the outside of the leg, we take the left hand behind us. Right hand reaches high towards the sky, exhaling, taking the elbow to the inside of the knee. We inhale to find length. Exhaling as we twist and we gaze towards the back of the room. Taking another lovely big inhale to find length. Exhaling to twist. One more lovely big inhale. Exhaling to twist. Inhaling as we slowly come round back into center. And we release ourselves. So we take ourselves in towards that really deep kind of space. So we take our right knee out towards the side. That's option one, with the foot over the knee. If you want to come deeper, we place that right foot next to the left hip and we try to take our knees on top of each other. So option to stay here, just holding on towards the knees, finding that space. Or if you want to go deeper, we inhale the hands up. Exhaling and we slowly fold forward. So again, coming to wherever's comfortable for you in your body, in your practice. Taking a lovely big inhale and exhale. One more lovely big inhale and exhale. Last inhale here and exhale. Slowly walk the hands back in towards us. Just playing here, wherever you are, which option you are of the legs, we take the left hand up. We place that left hand towards the shoulder and right hand towards the elbow. We inhale, we find length. As we exhale, we pull the rib cage back together. So we're working towards those abdominals. We're lengthening through the shoulder towards the sky. Taking a lovely big inhale. And exhale. Last inhale. Exhaling, we slowly release the arms. The arms come wide. We release the legs out towards the front of the room and we give them a bit of a shake. Slowly we make our way down towards our backs and we're coming in towards our happy baby. So just taking our legs up towards the sky. So where we want to be is the feet facing upwards. We want to take the knees in towards our armpits and the hands come towards the insides of the legs, holding on towards the ankles, towards the shins, or if you can, towards the inner thigh, outside of the feet. We're looking for an openness in towards the inner thigh. And what we're doing here is we're lengthening the spine flat towards the ground. So we're trying to find a little bit of equilibrium through the spine as we've been twisting and bending. If it's comfortable for you, then maybe giving yourself a bit of a sway from side to side to find that release. Doesn't matter where you come to. Taking a lovely big inhale. Exhaling, slowly releasing the legs. So we're coming in towards our inversion option. Take the legs up towards the sky as we have been. If you want to, and it's available in your practices, and you've done this before, coming in towards your shoulder stand, we take the hands towards the hips, palms face down towards the ground. We take the toes towards the back of the body, toes towards the back of the room, hands towards the back of the body, and we slowly lift the toes up towards the sky. So we're looking to find a length in towards the body. We gaze up towards the toes and we hold here for about 3 or 4 breaths. Whichever variation you want to come into. We're just finding that space in towards the body. Each inversion is just as good as the other as we have all the goodness just gently melt coming all the way down into the body. If the toes are just up towards the sky, then we just release the palms facing upwards. It allows the shoulder blades to rest gently on the mat. Slowly, if you're in shoulder stand, we take the toes back towards the back of the room, hands come down towards the ground as breaks, and we slowly just lower the hips down towards the ground. If you can, and it's available for you, we slowly take the toes towards the front of the room, and we release ourselves all the way onto the mats. So we take the feet out wide, palms face upwards, and we come in towards our Savasana. So maybe you want to give yourself just a little bit of adjustment, just giving your hips a little bit of a sway or moving the shoulders slightly, and we just come in towards that comfort pose. So our Savasana is our relaxation pose after working in towards the body. I'm just giving ourselves a couple of minutes just to melt in towards the mat. And just noticing if you're holding on to any area in the body. And if you are, if you can just mentally tell that space to relax. So as you're practicing at home, if you want to stay in towards your Savasana, feel free to do so. Otherwise, just taking a deep inhale, breathing into the body. Parting the lips and just sighing it out. Starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Taking the arms over the head for a full body stretch. Bring the knees into the chest for a lovely big hug. And then slowly coming over to the left or the right hand side, whichever's available to you. And just holding here in fetus for a moment, just finding that support through the side body. We slowly ground down to the right hand and we lift ourselves up. We come all the way in towards our seated, keeping the eyes closed. And just taking a moment to notice how the body feels. Notice how the breath feels. And notice how the mind feels. We bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. May the light in me honour the light in you. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me for the practice. I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any comments or anything, if you want any feedback, any kind of tips or anything into any poses, then feel free to drop your comments into the comment box. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day.